Hey everybody, and welcome back. So in today's video we are setting up for the month of August. August has already started. It has been a very chaotic July. We actually just got back from Alexa's doing her pageant that she was in. She looked fabulous. She got in top 10, so she was really excited. So I am doing this right after we get back from all of that. Y'all won't see a results video from July. It was crazy, and I'm still trying to close it out and figure everything out on that. But there was a lot that happened in July, and it was just, I messed up on a budget and had to do some fixing, and y'all let me know on that one, so that was awesome. Y'all are amazing for catching things that I have missed, and it's been rough. But let's go ahead and set up for the month of August so that way we can make sure we're going to be on track this month. Alright, so we're going to flip over to August here. So this is our monthly view page here, where we will go in and track all of our expenses from our day-to-day cash envelopes. So that way we're able to see how we're doing. I also will track when bills clear out of our checking account at the beginning of each month, because we are 1 month ahead, is when I deposit all of our bills for the current month into there. That way it's in there. And then only one I do not deposit is insurance, and I deposit it about halfway through the month depending on when the 21st falls, because that is the due date that it like auto draws out. And then I'll put that in and leave it on like the Friday before. When I go to the bank to do my withdrawals, I'll just deposit it then. That way I don't make any extra trips. We do go to the bank once a week to do a cash withdrawal to cash stuff our envelopes for the next month. So, but there is our August kit ready to go. Flipping on over, we are doing our debt tracker on here. So we like to just keep track of what our debt is sitting at, how we're looking, and all of that fun. Alright. So I have actually applied for a job. So the kids are starting back to school. They will all be in school this year, all at the same school. So I applied for a job at the school district, so that way I'll be on the same kind of schedule as them. Just to make things a little easier, but we're going to try to still only budget with James's income, with a little bit from mine each paycheck, and then the rest of mine will get set into savings. First up, we're doing our debt tracker. So let me put that up here so I don't forget what I'm working on. In our debt tracker, we actually have 4 debts that we are currently working on paying down. We have the Highlander, which is our family car that fits all of us. Then we have James's car. We have student loans. These are my student loans. And I'm thinking about the money that I've been setting aside each month since I stopped actually paying on it, but still been pulling it out. I think I might go ahead and pay it down, with payments about to start back up, to get it down to right at 10,000 or under 10,000. So I'm really thinking about doing that, so that way I can get that down before interest starts accruing back on that. And then I have some medical debt here. Alright, so we're going to lay down our total. Go. Alright, so the Highlander's beginning amount for this month is at $22,364.43. Then we have the Camaro at $12,648.70. Student loans, we have $10,519 on there. And then for medical, it's $15,595 for medical. And I did not add these up, so let's add them up really fast. So 22,364 43, 12, 6, 4, 8, 70, 10, 5, 1, 9, plus 15, 5, 9, 5. All right, so we are at $61,127.13 down on our debt. All right, so we're getting there, slow progress, but I am going to come out with some savings challenges that I will be posting in the Etsy shop to try to help save some more that way as well. Kind of give some fun little things to accomplish it by. But stay tuned for those. I've been working on them this weekend while we had some downtime. I also did get September's budget kits ready. I haven't really been selling any of the planning kits yet, so I'm not going to create any for this month just because like they're not really selling right now. So maybe if the shop grows a little bit more, I will put them back in later on. I might just create some just for myself to plan out my weeks with. But I've only had a few purchases for the kits themselves, so my better sellers are definitely the budget kits themselves, so we're going to work with those. Alright, let's see. So we have our thick, we have our washies here. I think we're going to pull in some pink right here. Alright, flipping over. On these two sheets here, we like to set up our paycheck breakdown and our August budget on these two sheets here. That way we can see those side by side. So, and I like to start, we'll fill in our budget side first. So if you've been around for a while, you do know that we got a month ahead about 3 or 4 years ago now by all the money that was left over from our tax return that particular year, as well as like money we had laying around the house and savings. Like we had little piggy banks that had money in them, pulled all of that, was able to get just enough to go ahead and get all of our bills taken care of for the month that we were in. And then we started with each paycheck breaking it down to get us a full month ahead. All right, and we do want to build our savings to where we are eventually going to be 6 months to a year to where we have emergency savings, but that is later down the road, one step at a time. So there's our budget. Our August budget. I used one of the ones that kind of miscut and got too far a little bit this way, so I didn't waste it. But alrighty, so for source of income for the month of August, we do have James's full-time, his job, which is our main source of income. We rely on his income for pretty much our living, everything. And then myself, so for the month of August, I still will be working at the nutrition club and trying to see if I can get out and do some door dashing, but we'll see. And then we have one income, so our YouTube or Etsy, if we have any income come in from there that we are going to be applying towards our budget, it'll come from there. And then other, so other is anything that's not in any of those groups. We pull into other just to make it real simple and easy. So if we sell anything, if we get refunds, stuff like that, that comes from other. Alright, let's lay down our total strip here. Alright, so for our estimated amount of income for James, we estimate about $3,000. So that would be him making $750 a week for 4 weeks, because there's 4 pay periods in the month of August for him. For myself, I estimate about $400 Mostly of that is from the nutrition club. I've been averaging around $100 a week, so that's about 4 weeks, so that's $100 a week. I don't expect anything from One Income or from other for this week, so our total income that we are using will be $3,400 for the month. So this number here we will use on our paycheck breakdown and figure out what we're going to be looking at for the month of September and what we have to work with. All right, so let's take this one. There we go. So on our kit here, you can do your expenses and list them straight down if you want to do it that way and do budget and actual. For me, I personally like to split it up between fixed and variable. So our fixed ones are ones that don't ever change month to month usually, or are estimated on how much you use it for. So, and we have quite a few that don't really change. So first up, we have our cars, totaling at $920 a month, and that's for both vehicles. For rent is $600. Then we have Allstate, which this does change twice a year, just because every 6 months is when it does a new assessment and will adjust. So that is $314, and this did go up the last time, and I was hoping it would go down, but that's life. Then we have our cell phones at $166. And then we have internet, which is $66. And then student loans, which we don't pay student loans, or we haven't been paying student loans, but we still account for it in our budget, so that way we know that I can still manage to pay my student loans as a monthly payment. And then we have pest control, and that is $33 a month. Okay, and these numbers, we do have that amount already put in there from July. So these are all already fully funded and in the bank because it is already after the 1st. So that means that some of these have already actually been paid, which is perfect. I like getting them paid as soon as possible. All right, so total for our fixed side is $2,159 for our fixed. And then for the other side is our variables, so numbers that kind of fluctuate and change a little bit from each month to month. All right. So first up on our variable side is power. And I have actually seen the power bill. We budgeted only $310. The power bill actually came out to over $800, which is a lot, and I've had to cash flow that from my father so that way we can go ahead and get it taken care of. And I'm going to be increasing how much I pay him back on rent here after I get a job. So you might see an increase, like when I do the paycheck breakdown, numbers be a little bit different. Get him paid back, and it's not a problem. It's just frustrating that the power bill messed up that bad. And then for water, I set aside $90. So in total, we could put $400 towards utilities. So hopefully we'll go back to just paying it our normal way that we used to pay it before all of the budget billing. And I'm thinking it should go back to around $200, between $200 and $250 range a month, so that way it'll be much better. Then we have groceries, which is budgeted at $600 for the month. Then we have gas, which is budgeted at $400. Spending is $100. Miscellaneous, we put $50. And then sinking funds, we don't budget anything in it from the previous month. Whatever we're able to set aside in the current month, we'll put in the actual column, but we don't roll this one or anything like that. Then we have our debt, and the same thing for it. Cushion, and then unbudgeted. So anything that comes up that we didn't budget. Alright, so we're gonna skip a spot on this side, just in case we've missed anything, which is definitely possible with how my brain has been working this past few months. It has not been a week, it's not been 2 weeks, it's been months. My brain has been scattered. So, it's fine. Kids are about to go back to school. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The kids are all going to the same school this year, which is really fantastic. I'm so excited. Alright, so this is our budget for the month. This income here does not add up to this down here. This here was all funded from last month. And let me get my numbers here really fast. So, 1,550. Alright, so these numbers here did come from last month. This here is what we're going to use to budget out for September's bills and expenses. So, let's go ahead and flip over to this side here, where we are going to set up our paycheck breakdown. This here I use every single week. We go in and figure out where we're going to put money at for our categories each week, and then we'll use that to pull out our cash for those categories. So as the same as our budget, we have 4 sources of income that we kind of write down to see. So we have James, we have myself, we have one income, and I'm just going to do the number 1, and then we have other. Perfect. Okay, so as the same as our budgeted side over here, these are the numbers that we are going to be using for this month. So 3,000 from James, 400 from myself, no other, or no from one income. So 3,400 is the minimum amount that we are expecting to bring in for this month. All right. With that being said, we cannot go over that number when we budget out for each of our expenses. So we try to list all of our bills and then groceries and gas at the top in order from like our highest to our lowest. Groceries and gas do kind of get filled in after all of the bills have been taken care of, so they get what's left first. And if we have anything else remaining, we use it for like miscellaneous, for spending, sinking funds, savings, debt, and the cushion. So it just depends on where we're sitting at. So let's go ahead and get started. For the expenses, we have cars, and that's budgeted at $920. We have rent, budgeted at $600. We have groceries. All right, for groceries, currently we are setting aside $400 from this income. For gas, it'll be $341, the random numbers because that was what was left. Then we have Allstate, which is our insurance, at $314. Utilities, hopefully they'll be back to somewhat of a normal amount. I set aside $500 into utilities. It'll help also cover how much it was in the month of August as well. So I'm hoping that will work its way back out, because normally we would only need like 400 for utilities, and then maybe not even that after we kind of work it back out. Then AT&T, this actually is covering our internet and cell phones. I made sure to do the math and get this correct this month, so that is $232. Then we have student loans, is $60, and I want to make sure that stays in our budget so that way we aren't stressed out when student loan payments start back up in October, I do believe. So then our last bill is pest control, which is $33. So that there covers all of our bills and our groceries and gas for the month of September. Now we're going to go ahead and write in miscellaneous, spending, sinking funds, debt, and then the cushion. Spelling it wrong. Which our cushion stays in our bank account to help if we have to use our card and don't have enough funds in there. That goes in there. And actually, no, yeah. So cushion is the last one. All right. So if we have a week where the checks come in and they are fabulous, we have funded all of our things that we needed, plus a little extra towards those to get them funded to where we need it to be, or where we would like for it to be more so. We will add them to, first we'll go down to miscellaneous, because we like to have a little bit of a buffer in our cash envelopes. That way if we are out and about, I usually always have my cash envelopes, that way I don't have to use a card. So we'll use that first, and then we'll go down to spending and add some into spending, as well as sinking funds, debt. And I didn't write savings. This is why I skip a line. I said it and didn't write it. Okay. Alright, so we're going to slide this down, since I've already noticed that I have missed one. And I luckily caught it. So, savings. Alright, so this does add up to our $3,400 for our budgeted amount. Alright. So now we have our paycheck breakdown and our budget set up and ready to go. We can move on to set up our weekly check-in page and the transaction log for it. So this one here, I check in at least once a week. If I don't record it on camera, I am still checking in. So that way we kind of have it in our mind on where we're sitting at, how much we have remaining within our budget for the rest of the month. It definitely helps, keeps us on track to not overspend, and to watch our spending if we're getting pretty close to a being ran out of funds for that category. So the ones that we do check in for is definitely our groceries, our gas. If we have spending for the month, we'll check in for spending. For just myself, I don't keep track of what James spends his on. Most likely he spends it all, so we just know that. Then we have miscellaneous, and then anything that may come in as unbudgeted. Alright, so we'll lay down our scripts on this side. Alright, and normally we check in about 4 times a month. It's just the easiest way. So I'm going to lay the rest of these down and be right back. Alright, so here is our weekly check-in setup. We'll go in and fill in our categories over here and keep up with our transaction log throughout the month. Alright, our last sheet that we like to do is definitely the funnest of them all. It is our sinking funds and our transaction log to track our transactions within our sinking fund so we know where money has gone. Alright, and for the month of August, we do have Alexa's birthday, which I've actually already gotten some of her presents, so that won't be too bad there. I actually have ordered her party supplies like decorations and stuff. Making homemade cupcakes again, or cake, I'm not sure which one yet, but we're gonna do that because I have kind of gotten really good at doing those, and I pretty much have all the ingredients I need. And then I just have a few more things to pick up to gift to her for her birthday, but other than that, we are looking good. So far, so good. Okay, there's that one, and then we have our transaction log. Alright, so y'all are going to see some of these numbers that haven't really moved, have some different numbers this round because I took, in last month's, I'm going to let y'all know, we took out some from other categories to put money into different ones. So we just transferred it from one savings sinking fund to another sinking fund. So we needed to get stuff for Skylar, so we transferred some money from one of our sinking funds into his, so we could get him like his own, get him clothes and different things like that. So there are some different numbers that y'all are going to be seeing, and that will be why. Got the money for car taxes. I need to go and make that payment so that way it is taken care of. The boys have been signed up to do an activity, which is a little bit more than what I set aside, but it's fine. We will get them figured out so that way they can enjoy an activity. Alright, so I try to list these in alphabetical order. So let's go ahead and get started. So first up we have is Alexis. Alright, and at the beginning of the month she started with 203 in there for hers. Then we have anniversary. Our anniversary is on Halloween, so it's coming up in a few months. So we have $100 in there for us to go out for dinner most likely. Then for birthdays, we have $34 remaining because we did pick up quite a few things at the end of last month to go ahead and get for her birthday. Bubba has $5 left in his right now. Car maintenance, has $40. Car taxes, I finally did get the statement on how much those are, and we'll be paying those this month. So $410 is in there. Christmas has $281. Clothes, we have none. Family fun, there is $6 in there currently. For gifts, there is 15. Holiday, 10. Lawn care, we have 20 in there. For myself, I don't have anything. Then we have Phoenix. He has 200. The way I was pulling it out was a little bit weird. So his will help cover their payment for September. I think what month it was. And then Sam's Club. So this one here I did transfer. So this one has nothing in it right now. School. We are actually negative in school. So we got to try to get this one even back out. I used our cushion and a little bit of savings to finish doing school stuff and get that taken care of. So we need to put money back in there to clear it back up to a 0. So, and then money into it to get going for the rest of the year, because I already have the paperwork for yearbooks. They'll have pictures and field trips and different things like that. So we want to make sure we put some money set aside in there. Sky has nothing in there right now. We have used what was put in there to get what he needed. Then we have Steven, who has 200 in his. Vision, so we did transfer from Vision. We put a little bit in the car taxes on that one, and then the school. One of the other categories was also received some, so right now that has nothing in it. And then we have utilities, which this one here, now that we're paying month to month versus a budget amount, we should have hopefully some overage some months that we can put in here until months that we are under budget or we don't have enough budgeted for a particular bill, so that works. But those are our sinking funds. So we're gonna lay down our total strip here. We're gonna skip a few lines just in case we happen to need to add anything. But this is our August budget set up for the month. We're gonna flip through really fast. So here is our August monthly calendar view here, where we'll do our expenses and bills. We have our debt tracker here with our total debt amount of $61,127. We will track our debt payments as we make them. Then we have our paycheck breakdown on this side here, to where we can budget each paycheck as they come in and be able to know how much we're going to put into each category. And this is our complete overview budget for the whole month of August. Our full bill amounts for each month, how much income we are expecting to bring in for the current month. Then we will do some weekly check-ins, track all of our expenses, and see where we're sitting at and how much we have remaining for the rest of the month. And then lastly, we have our sinking funds to be able to fund certain things that we've already pre-planned for and know in advance for. We will definitely be putting in Alexis for the pageant for next year. She does already qualify for that, so she wants to do that. So we're going to go ahead and start budgeting for that and setting money aside so she can do that again next year. We kind of figured out about how much we're going to need if she doesn't make it in scholarships. So, because we'll need to cover travel, so like gas and hotel, and then food while we were there. And then they offer pictures and videos, stuff like that. So if she doesn't have enough when we go there, that'll be fine. We'll get it budgeted in. So, but this is our August monthly budget with me. I really hope that y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try my hardest to get all videos posted this month, including cash and stuffings and weekly check-ins. Probably will not have a grocery haul this month just because I've already went to the store and picked up quite a bit of things, and I just haven't had time to record, and it's already been put away. So y'all probably won't see a grocery haul this month. Hopefully in September, when it's really mellowed out, I'll be able to do grocery haul videos again. But stay tuned. I will let y'all know when I release my September stickers. Hopefully it'll be real soon, in the next week or so, a week and a half. That way y'all can purchase them in plenty of time to get them in. And I've already started working on October's, so I will be releasing those right after, so y'all can get those picked up. I'm trying to get ahead. That way y'all have them in plenty of time to get your budget set up and ready to go for the month. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to catch y'all in the next video. Bye bye now.